Do you want to hear some success stories from parents who have made the difficult decision, removing the smartphone or not giving it at all, and seeing the benefits it brings to their kids and their families? Parents request hearing these testimonials because it gives them more encouragement. And I know I can kind of rant and be a little bit negative, but it's helpful to see the reason why when you hear all the benefits from it, the joy it brings to families. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm Dr. Johann D'Souza. I've been speaking on this topic for 8 years. And these parents are ones who have attended my talks and have changed the way they handle technology in their family. Listen to this first one. We shut our 15-year-old daughter's gap phone down just before spring break at her grandparents' house, 5 hours away from friends. At first, she was beside herself, extremely upset, yelling at us even. Her father told her this is unacceptable, so she avoided him but complained to me. After a week, she is talking with me without being upset, being kinder to her siblings, looking us in the eyes again, less isolated in her room and more pleasing to be around. It will be challenging to keep these kids healthy, talking on phones instead of texting, but I'm up for the challenge, knowing it's in their benefit. I love that. And that's a perfect example of what we call the extinction burst in the psychology literature, which is when you change a behavior and an unwanted change, you're going to experience, it's going to get worse before it gets better. You're going to experience some resistance, some rebellion. It's a testing. It's a testing to see if they can get you to change through making life more uncomfortable for you. But if you just power through that patiently, the behavior gets better and better and better over time. And that's exactly what this mom found. The second one is the most charming one. A dad who attended one of my talks sent me a text saying, "This is what joy without screens look like." And it's a picture of his son beaming, kneeling down on their lawn in the grass, pointing to the luscious growth of the grass. So here's the backstory. My son took over responsibility for mowing our grass when we moved here. He takes a ton of pride in the grass. A few months ago, we put down new sod in an area that was sparse. Over the last few weeks, he's been waiting earnestly for the day when he gets to mow the new grass. Not the latest video game release, not the latest Netflix show, new grass. Yesterday was the day. He did an excellent job. Later in the evening, we had family over who complimented his work, and he had a big smile. Incredible pride in his work. He woke up this morning to look at it again. Pure joy. Thanks for all you're doing to encourage moments like this and less dependence on screens for kids. Isn't that beautiful? That's what joy without screens look like. So I sent him a follow-up message asking, does he pay his children to do this? Because maybe the child is incentivized by a massive monetary reward. And he said he does give them some money, like something towards $5 an hour or something like that, because they're not professionals. He's not going to pay them a full wage on this. Also, they're contributing to the family. But getting some money also helps teach them financial responsibility and the value of money. So this child is doing it primarily for the intrinsic motivation of a job well done. The last story comes from Amanda, who is a teacher, third grade teacher at a classical school in St. Louis. She's a mother of 8, and this is what she wrote to me after the talk. Like many families, our life is full. We are active in sports and deeply involved in our parish. Until recently, I believed we were doing well, limiting screens, using them only in what felt like reasonable occasional circumstances. After attending your presentation in St. Louis, that belief changed. While I don't recall every statistic, I cannot forget the realization that even limited screen use was quietly displacing so many good and necessary things. My presence, imaginative play, boredom, creativity, sibling relationships, and meaningful conversation. In choosing convenience, I was unintentionally allowing harm. I left your talk convicted, but unsure how to proceed, especially with older children who are independent and already using smartphones. Your advice during the Q&A to focus on the younger children rather than spending capital on the older ones was invaluable. We implemented that shift, and the results have been profound. Our younger children now play more freely and creatively, spend more time outdoors, and no longer ask for screen. One has even discovered a love of reading, completing several books in recent months. Our evenings of reading together have deepened their attention and strengthened our family life in tangible ways. Thank you for the work you're doing. It has already borne much fruit in our home. Amanda, mother of 8. Thank you for that, Amanda. That's beautiful. I was actually thinking this morning before I even thought of recording this video that it sounds super cheesy, but if it really helps your children to live a real childhood and freedom from pornography addiction and distraction, well, it's really worthwhile. And I feel it's very encouraging to hear these testimonials. If there are other testimonials, please share them. I always ask permission before sharing these, by the way. So it is helpful for other parents to hear it, and it encourages me. If you want me to speak at your school or community, please contact me directly. And you can also download my free guide in the link below, the 4 critical moments that most parents miss.